Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'll be taking a look at the Play Arts Kai Arkham Asylum Batman Armored figure. This figure stands an impressive 8.5 inches tall, and of course it's very nicely detailed, very nicely painted and sculpted. So let's have a look at first the accessories the figure comes with. You do get a optional hand here, designed to grip the grappling hook here, or grappling gun. So that's pretty nice. You do get this hand here, and you do get the batarang, which is just one solid piece. There's no articulation to it. The batarang doesn't really seem to fit in either hand very well, and of course these hands here are actually closed fists. So there is that issue that I see with the batarang, but it's cool that it's included with the figure. So let's take a close look at the figure in detail, then we'll get into articulation. So looking at the top of the figure here with the head sculpt, a very nice head sculpt. I will mention that the tips of his cowl here are sharp. I mean, they'll make a little indentation in my finger here, if you can see that. So there is that sharpness to the top of the cowl there. But nice head sculpt. The cloak itself is nicely detailed. This part is soft plastic, allowing you to articulate the arm just a little bit more than if it was a harder plastic. As you can see, it has a nice sculpt to it, nice flowing sculpt, nice painting apps as well. And you can actually extend out the cape. It actually is composed of two separate pieces, and the cool thing is they are on ball joints, as you can see there. So you do have this option of having the cape swept wide apart like that for a more dramatic look. So that is pretty cool as well. And the cape itself from here down is a really stiff, rigid plastic. And in fact, it basically does a good job at holding the figure up. So if you have a little bit of loose joints at the hips, it does actually rest against the surface here and does provide some support. So that's kind of nice. Going back to the details here, looking at the chest armor here, a really nice silver color with black wash there to highlight the edges of the different parts of the armor here. Really nice. Take a look at one of the arms here with the gauntlets. The utility belt here is actually a separate piece of plastic. The utility belt is connected to his, I guess you'd call it his, I don't know what you call that, but you know, you get the idea. It's yeah, you can see it there. It's all one piece. Continuing on with the sculpt of the legs, really nice sculpt here. And actually, I just noticed this right now. You can see kind of what appears to be like rivets, which adds more to that look of the actual outfit, the costume being made of actually metal, which is cool. And then at the leg here, at the bottom of the leg and the shins, you can see not only is it painted really nice, but there is some kind of scoring or pitting in the actual sculpt, which is really nice. You can see maybe right there all this kind of scarring there, for lack of a better term. So articulation on this guy, the head is very articulate. In fact, there's a ball joint going into the head, and the neck itself is on a ball joint. So very wide range of posability. No problems there. Of course, you got the shoulder on ball joints. You do get a little bit of range here because this is a softer plastic, but still it does hinder the articulation going, you know, front and back and up a little bit. So there is that. And I don't think there really is a, well, it looks like there actually is a bicep swivel, but if there is one there, yep, there it is. It was just the paint kind of had stuck onto the two pieces of plastic, kind of making it a little stiff, but once you got it loose there, so you can see there's a swivel there. You do have a ball hinge joint at the elbow, and then you have the same thing at the wrist here. So nice articulation there. And then at the torso, there is the upper torso articulation here. It appears to be some kind of ball joint, which is nice. And then there's a separate articulation point at the waist. So it can go all the way around. There was no problem there. 360 is no problem. Legs, you can see, are on a ball joint. It can go forward pretty much just fine, about to that far. back about that far and out to the side about that far. Any more and you're kind of stressing the joint, it seems like. There is a rotation at the hip, a nice bend at the knee there, although when you do bend the knee you get this kind of ugly piece of plastic here, but nonetheless you do get articulation there. And finally at the ankles, appears just to be a ball hinge. There's no ankle pivot really. I mean, not anything that's really useful, I don't think. You can kind of get it to pivot a little bit, but not as much as you would like probably. So this is a pretty nice figure. It's I think I bought it for maybe $30, at the most $40. So it's not cheap, but I just checked on online and it appears to be now $50 or $60. And pretty much that's I believe the price point of a lot of these Play Arts Kai figures. So I don't think I can recommend it based on price, but however I do like the idea of a Batman figure with armor on, because after all he is the Black Knight, and of course medieval knights wore armor. So on that note, I would kind of like to find a sword for this figure, even though that might be kind of an odd notion, but I think I'd like to find a sword to go along with his armor. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, so this has been a review of the Play Arts Kai Arkham Asylum Batman armored figure. Great figure, not so great price, but if you can afford it and you really like it, then I recommend you get it. Alright, I'll catch you later. Bye.